Hey everybody, it's Ben, and I am here in Richmond, Virginia, and I've got Benjamin Mauch with me, and we are here at their house. We got Karen in the backyard working as well. And today we are going to check out Benjamin's synthesizer, so we're going to go inside and hear some sounds and check out what he's got going on.
Hey guys, welcome to my studio. It's very small, as you can tell. What I'm doing here is I have, in my current iteration, this is not all my musical equipment, but I just tried to do a smaller setup for just recently. I'm using the Novation Peak. It's a synthesizer, an 8-voice synthesizer. It's a digital analog hybrid synthesizer. I'm running it with the Launchpad Pro by Novation as well. That's what's running this sequence that you can hear right now. And this is all running into my Mono Norns. This is actually a clone of it. It's called the Fates. And this is a Mono Grid as well. And it's kind of controlling the processing of what I'm doing, all running out into the computer. So I can like kind of fade in these tracks that I'm recording right now and like affect them, you know, add different, this is running a program called MLR currently. And you can change different programs to see how you want to affect it as you go along. And this is my very basic setup right now. I record everything in the computer. I have different separate tracks for everything that I do, and edit it all in Ableton here. So something I'm working on right now is using a patch called Open Ending on the Peak, written by Jogging House, I believe. One thing I do is with the Launchpad Pro here is I can play it like a keyboard. I have scales and octaves right down here. And then up here is a sequence that I wrote using these notes down here that will play right now. And as I go along, I'll just basically, as I'm recording, I'll affect different parts of the synthesizer to kind of make it more interesting. One big thing that people do is, manipulate the filter, which is this big nut here. Kind of opens it up a little bit. And another thing I'll do is affect the glide, which will kind of make it seem a little bit more warbly. And of course the delay is a big part of this patch as well. The amount of delay that we hear, the feedback, that kind of thing. So this is my take on ambient EDM. Next up, I'm using the DIY Fates here. I actually built and soldered this myself. It was really fun. I used this app script that someone wrote called Reels by It's Your Bedtime. And a big part of this is I'll just sequence everything out of the Peak into the Fates, and then I'll record everything on here. And it's basically like a 4-track tape player that I can mix and manipulate as I go along. So right now it's playing a kind of drone kind of deal on 2 of the tracks. And then I can go into the first track and I can add what I recorded recently too. This separate sound. That's the volume. And I can go down here and I can affect the quality of what we hear. So I'll make it an octave up or an octave down. You can add different things like flutter. And you can manipulate where the loop is being played. You can also start and stop the loop, and you can speed it up on here. Kind of like a tape player. Reverse it. And that's very fun. And this is the final stage of kind of my writing mixing process. I record everything onto Ableton Live. And you can see I have just different separate tracks set up here. I have 6 separate tracks for this current iteration of this song that I'm naming Dungeon Number 21. Currently recording a Dungeon Synth inspired album. And all of these tracks are different recordings from the Novation Peak, just at different volumes and levels and with different things that I add, such as reverb or loopers and that kind of thing. And then I have kind of a master bus that sometimes I'll add different effects like vinyl crackle or different things like that. And if I play them all together, you can see it's just kind of scrolling left to right, just playing each different sound. And if I don't like a certain sound, like say this one, and I want to mix it or EQ it, I'll just go on here and pop an EQ on it and just add different levels as I go along and just kind of listen to how that affects the sound and the overall iteration of the song. And then after that's done, I just go up to File and Export. I got a song. So thanks for coming out. I hope you enjoyed my tiny studio.